Faith is a very important thing for me. Islam is a huge part of who I am and what I do every single day. For me, my spirituality provides me with the right intentions and the right motivation for the work that I do. When I was younger, living in New York City, I faced an incident of violence, and it was because I was visibly Muslim. And so I felt the need to start a space and create a program where other young Muslim women can come and feel safe and feel like they have a community. I founded WISE, which is a women's initiative for self-empowerment, when I was 17 years old in Queens, New York. And that goes also back to like your confidence piece, which is like you can't do anything really unless you believe that you can have that impact, right? Today, WISE is a social entrepreneurship, leadership, and self-defense organization for young Muslim women. Okay, is everyone holding two different hands?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now we have to get out of this. It's really all about empowering other people so they feel like they have the tools, the skills, the resources to be able to make a difference.
Yeah, I force myself to wear it every morning because if I don't wear this, none of the other girls will have a chance.
I feel like especially as a Muslim, going a first-generation Muslim, because both my parents are immigrants, they've sort of forced their religious beliefs on us, because especially back then, they grew up learning that you had to pray 5 times a day, you had to read Quran all the time. They had a Quran class at school, but at our school, we don't have one. So it's more of like, you're American, but you still have to respect your religious and Islamic values.
When I was younger, I actually felt like I was forced to be Muslim. I was forced to do this. I was forced to pray. Because like my parents would constantly tell me do this, do that. That was because I didn't know what Islam meant. I didn't know what the Quran actually said. After a while, after I got into high school, actually, like when I started learning about Islam myself, when I started learning like hadiths, I started learning like a lot of different things. I realized like Islam is like one of the most freeing, liberating, like she said, religions in the world. Like it elevates us to a level that's like
higher than we can achieve by ourselves.
Definitely. I mean, sometimes.
I've definitely had students come up to me and tell me that like Muslims are barbaric and stuff like that, and just like, or like Islam is a terrible religion, or Islam's un-American, and I'm like, look, that's just not true.
Although we grew up in New York City, and it's kind of one of the most diverse like places in the United States, there are times where like people come up to us, and like I was walking into the train station one day, and they were like, this guy came up to me and he was like, tell ISIS that we want them out, and I was like, wait, what? Who? Where? Yes, I'm gonna call them like, hey, yeah, it's always train stations. It's never out in public where everyone can see you. It's just like,
It's always someone passing by making a comment.
When I was in 10th grade, I used to volunteer at the Elmer's Hospital, which is located in this area. And one day I was caring for a patient and I was connecting with him. I was talking to him about his life story. So he said that his homegirl actually had pushed a Muslim into the train tracks. And hearing that at the time in that clinical setting was really disturbing.
It also come from people, kids at school are always like make jokes.
yeah, like, ha ha ha, Allahu Akbar, bomb.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, that's offensive, don't say that.
Let's see. Well, just today I was talking to one of my friends in class, and she was talking about how, her mother and her sisters tell her, like, why do you have to wear the hijab and stuff around? And they're like, because they don't wear it themselves because they're kind of afraid that, you fit in better if you don't wear a hijab. You'll, you have less of a chance of getting attacked and stuff like that. But she's still, is adamant and she wants to wear her hijab. And she was saying, just the other day, she was walking outside with her mom, going to a store or something, and this man literally comes up to her and starts, whispering, curses in her ear. And, no shame, he just, says it, right in front of her, and her mom started to cry. Even though her mom is the one wearing the hijab and her mom is the one that's being attacked, just to see it. And even though, her mom thought she was safe, she just wear a hijab, but then it happens to people that are close to her, and you know, you're not really safe anywhere. So it kind of, you know, it's not like and it's not even like a one-time thing. So like, you know, she could say like, oh, this happened to me the other day, and like so many Muslim people who are visibly Muslim can say like, you know, it happened to me the other day, and it happens very common.
What mode of transportation do you take to school? Bus, train, magic carpet?
Magic carpet, believe it or not.
I mean, for the most part, what you can do is like educate yourself, because the media is intent on making Muslims look like terrible people and making us all look like terrorists, making us all look like mentally deranged and oppressed and stuff like that. But if you really get to know a Muslim person, realize that they're just a regular person, they just may dress a little differently or believe a little differently or pray a little differently, and that's the only difference. Like, you know, we just like want to chill and we want to eat sandwiches and we want to like, you know, go hang out in the park and like, you know, finish our homework on time and all that stuff that regular people do. So like, just get to know a Muslim and you realize that, you know, they're really good people and they're like, they give a lot of charity, you know, they pray all the time, they look out for each other and like, you know, all the regular stuff. And it just like, people don't get that message across in the media. But you know, if you really get to know one yourself, then you'll realize that media is nothing like what Muslims are really like.